I am your host, Ollie Vogt Larson, and your father and I have been talking. You are not allowed to play Mario Kart or go skateboarding for 3 weeks. And no TV. We're hopping into the latest with today's and sometimes tomorrow's headlines, so instead of lollygagging, why don't we just hop right into it? New York City mayoral race heats up as Cuomo claims this is an election of capitalism versus socialism. Good morning, New York. It's October 22nd, 2025, and this is your daily update on the race for City Hall. With just 2 weeks until the election on November 4th, the New York City mayoral contest is heating up like a subway platform in July. We're taking a three-way showdown between Democratic nominees Sirhan Mamdani, Independent Andrew Cuomo, and Republican Curtis Sliwa. Incumbent Eric Adams suspended his re-election bid last month, so honestly, guys, we are not even going to worry about him. Amid scandals, low approval rating, but his name does still linger on the ballot if you want to, as an independent, if you want to write, I don't know, if you feel like taking a real chance. It's like voting for Lori Lightfoot in Chicago. You know what I mean? It's she's got a shot if you want to try. Though he's not campaigning and the polls show him scraping single digits, let's break down the other main candidates because their big ideas and their poll data is exactly what I want to cover here. First is the front runner. Folks, Sirhan Mamdani. A lot of people probably have heard about this from their uncle or their grandfather who hates socialism because, you know what I mean? He's a self-proclaimed democratic socialist. He believes in the practice of collecting the money via your taxes and redispersing it through to the people who don't work as hard as you. That's basically, I'm sorry to say it, that's a little bit towards what his policies are leaning towards. The 33-year-old state assemblyman from Queens and the proud democratic socialist was born in Uganda to Indian parents. Mamdani is the son of Colombian professor and Oscar-nominated filmmaker. He is a hip-hop artist turned housing counselor who upset the odds by winning the June Democratic primary with 56 in the final ranked choice round, beating Cuomo by 12 points. His campaign is all about affordability in the city, which I'm just going to say it, if you're still in that city looking for affordability, what? What are you talking about? Go to literally any other city. There's nothing in that city. It's a lot of people describe it as corporate hellscape. They describe it as the France effect with Paris, where people go here and they expect so much and they're severely disappointed. That's exactly what I hear from most people who end up going to New York is severe disappointment. The fact that people want to live there continues to shock me. His campaign and whatnot is focusing, his key policies are on a rent freeze, on stabilized apartments to keep families from getting priced out, free city buses to slash transit costs and cut traffic. And he will come out and tell you, look, we've done free city buses and homeless people didn't end up hanging out and shitting on them. That's not backed up by the videos that I've seen on social media, buddy. I'm sorry, you can tell me as many statistics as possible, but when I'm hearing from the people that live in a city where this type of thing has been practiced, that they're not a big fan of just random vagrants who can't afford to ride the bus, riding the bus with them. I'm sorry, if somebody can't even afford to ride a bus with me, I don't feel comfortable with that person. They're clearly a vagrant to society. They're an untethered human being that, just like that Ukrainian woman, you're gonna get stabbed in the neck. This guy's gonna be sitting behind you and he's gonna stab you in the neck 30 times. It's not even a lie. This is just, I'm sorry. Anyways, free city buses, as we've said, and a $30 minimum wage by 2030. Never. Even if he claims to be as revolutionary as he is, that'll never happen. I'm sorry to say that. On safety, he created a Department of Community Safety, boosting mental health crisis teams, gun violence protection, and hate crime funding by 800%. No more defund the police talk from his early days. Now it's all about smarter, community-rooted responses. For immigrants, universal legal aid in detention cases. For LGBTQ plus folks, an office of the LGBTQ plus IA, it's LGBTQ, or LGBT affairs as a sanctuary hub. He'd fund it with 2% of city income tax hike on millionaires and by pushing Albany for higher corporate rates. Critics call it pie in the sky socialism. Fans say it's a bold relief for the working stiffs. I'm going to be real with you here. A lot of these practices that he's putting forth has been tried in other cities. These types of free public transport things have been tested before, especially on the West Coast, if you want to talk about success rates. And I'm more inclined to agree with the pie in the sky theory. I know, as someone who's flirted with the idea of democratic socialism in his younger years, I totally see the appeal of the idea that we're gonna just tax the rich even more, even though admittedly the rich almost pay for everything in this country. If you don't know that, look it up. It's a fact. They pay more percentage wise of their income than any other bracket in the entire country. And then you'll still have people going, it's evil that millionaires still exist. It's like, okay, if you want to rob people as much as you can because you don't believe in working hard and making it your own way in the world, sure, absolutely. I understand that mental perspective. That's exactly what led me to socialism when I was first into it. I was just this, a teenager who's like, I don't want to work hard, so I want everybody else to pay for me. And that's what socialism appeals to. It's a bracket of people who don't understand that the world, what entitles them to someone else's work. What entitles you to someone else's hard labor? I never understood people who are like, oh yeah, people around the world are really eager to get me into a house. People really care about me to the point where they want me to be in a house. I'm sorry to say it, nobody cares about you enough to get you into the situation that you want to get yourself in. I'm sorry, that's a lot of what socialism is. It's people that they sit in a group together and they go, we all can't afford houses. Why don't we just make everybody else buy us some? Listen. He's in the lead right now, so no matter what I say, he's still probably going to win. Then there's Andrew Cuomo, 67-year-old former governor, makes his comeback 4 years after resigning amid that's not fun. Sexual harassment allegations. He denies wrongdoing, and a recent DOJ settlement cleared the air somewhat. Cuomo dominated early primary polls, but crashed out with 44% and then jumped to the fight and deliver independent line. He's pitching himself as the experienced fixer. Decades in Albany, HUD security under Clinton, and the guy who legalized same-sex marriage here. Well, you also killed a lot of old people during COVID, but that's perfectly fine. Leadership, whatever that book he put out that has him looking all serious on the front. Policy-wise, he's a pragmatic centrist in the sense where he's tough on crime with more cops, sure, if we tried that in the city before and it didn't really work that great. Anyways, bail reform tweaks, income caps on rent stabilized tenants up to free up units for the truly needy. Excuse me, that's a better way to read it. To free up units, that's what he wants to do with the income caps on the rent stabilized tenants. Fighting inflation through budget smarts, not big spends, and navigating Trump-era feds with a velvet glove. Vowing to work hard with DC without selling them out. On housing, he'd prioritize NYC HA fixes and allow denser builds for migrants, streamlined shelters with work requirements, backed by real estate bigwigs and moderates. He's wooing Adams's old base of black and outer borough voters, but his scandals and Trump ties are, I'm not gonna lie, they're probably gonna be the thing that pulls him down quite a bit. NYC has a bad taste in their mouth the last time this man was sitting in a seat of power. He killed a bunch of people and then wrote a book about how great he was. So I'm not sure that he's our guy. That's why, listen folks, if you want a winner, I think this guy's your guy. Rounding out the field, Curtis Sliwa. Folks, the 71-year-old Guardian Angels founder and WABC radio host, who's the GOP nominee, is running after running unopposed in that area. He lost to Big Adams, what's his name? The Big Adams, who's stepping down now in 2021, but he did not quit. Critics from his radio boss to the New York Post want him to bow out and boost Cuomo. Sliwa's brand is a street-level grit vibe. Anti-migrant shelters, no-kill animal pounds as protect animals, as his protect animals line gimmick, which sure, that's great. I'm in favor of no-kill shelters. That's what the Humane Society does. It's great. And flooding subways with Guardian Angels patrols. On policy, he's conservative, red meat, slashes taxes, crack down on hate crimes, and fair beaters. Build more housing with common sense zoning and treat Trump like an ally, not an enemy. He's polling in the high teens, mostly with Republicans, in a 7-1 Democratic city, but vows he will stay until the end. Folks, the polls are not I think that if there's a move here, yeah, I think that the way that Cuomo put it, it is, socialism versus capitalism. He is an old school capitalist. He's also an old school pussy grabber, but that's what he is. I'm going to be honest with you. Sliwa, I saw the video of him on TikTok. If you haven't been on TikTok as of late, this guy wears a red beret, and I'm not even going to lie. I liked it. I like the vibe. I like the thing he's serving. I will say this. Buying a homeless woman, what is the thing that's wrapped in tinfoil that they sell in the subways? It's like they chop up the meat with the onions, whatever. He bought a woman like a euro or something like that, and he gives it to her, but he censors her out. It's this homeless black woman sitting in a New York subway, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna give you this food, and then you're gonna get up and get a job, right?" And she's like, It's a curious way to campaign yourself, that you're helping New Yorkers by buying them, I don't know, a Taylor ham and egg. You know what I mean? Whatever. Now the polls, it's Mamdani's race to lose, guys. Mamdani, according to the latest polls, is at 46% among likely voters. Cuomo's at 33%. Sliwa's at 15%. Surveys last week, Mamdani's also at 43%, Cuomo 29%, and Sliwa 19% from the AARP/Gotham survey. But here's the wrinkle. If Sliwa drops due to the pressure mounting, it's a nail-biter then, because Mamdani would jump to 51, Cuomo to 49. That would be an essential head-to-head race. Am I saying that I want this fella to drop out? Absolutely not. I like his energy, and I don't live in that city, so I really don't care who wins. I'm not going to lie to you. I care about Minneapolis's mayoral election. I want the pseudo-Republican Jacob Fry to stay elected because I trust him more than a lot of the other people on that stage. I'm not even going to lie to you. Except for the Reverend. The Reverend might have some decent ideas. Sure. He's another one where I would rank him. But otherwise, Omar Fateh is not one to bet on. He's like, we want to give houses to these people first. That means your taxes are going to go up. We're not going to heavily just tax the rich. You are going to be paying for these shelters where we're going to have these mental patients come in who, once again, don't know how to take care of them. They don't get jobs. They are living in open air drug markets. But we want to pay for these nice condos that are going to be paid for by your hard-earned money, and then you're going to watch them tear up this public housing unit, and you're going to be like, wow, that was a good couple million to throw at people who still haven't done anything with themselves. I'm sorry, but that's kind of true. Anyways, the candidates face off tonight in their final debate on NYC 1 at 7 p.m. Expect fireworks on housing, hate, and the White House. Guys, they're going to cover Trump like it's the only thing that exists. Early voting kicks off this weekend. Whoever wins inherits 8.8 million New Yorkers, a $110 billion budget, and Trump's wild card of, we're going to send people into the cities. Stay tuned, people. This is your NYC election pulse. But in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump to the ad break because I've had enough talking about New Yorkers. They probably don't even listen to my show. I'm not even gonna lie to you. These are a bunch of cornheads. You know what I mean? The people in the Midwest are the people listening to me. Anyways.